welcome to the Creative Jam. I'm your host Simon, and with me today we've got
Jack
and
Matt. I jumped in early there, ruined it all.
Is right. So here we go. Another episode.
How are we all doing?
Good. Just rocking and rolling, working from home as usual.
The joys.
Yeah.
Forgot what working is. It's that thing you do, isn't it? Yeah, for money.
We're all in different experiences at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine and yours very similar, but obviously, Matthew over there is kind of living the, bachelor's life.
Living the furlough dream.
Nomad over there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Have you gone crazy yet?
Yeah.
Because it's crazy, like people at the very beginning of the lockdown, it was kind of like it was new and everyone was kind of like, oh, let's like learn new stuff and all that.
Let's do something, yeah.
But now we're in like 8 months in and we're in a second lockdown. Like, are you kind of done with the whole discovering yourself and you just want to...
Do you know what? I think I've discovered that I don't like myself. I was saying the other day that I would rather take another year of the first lockdown, where it was like long days and positivity and I'm gonna do stuff, than like another month of this like last lockdown where I've just felt grouchy and just
do you reckon that's the weather?
I think a little bit. I might have a little bit of that seasonal
affective disorder.
Sad as it's called. I don't know. I've never noticed it before, but I've always kind of like been not locked.
I had a friend with that, and he was in the studio
I've known a
once.
couple of people say it.
It's interesting, or not interesting, it's really sad, but he's like happy-go-lucky fella, proper, life of the party always, not like a crazy way, but like a just generally lovely person. They're bubbly. And one day he was in the studio, he's failing one of his projects because he was just had this disorder. And one day he was just in the studio trying to do work, and he was doing really good work, like really exceptional stuff. And he just started crying out of nowhere, just like literally.
Wow.
Crazy.
Just crying?
Yeah, because he was just like so overwhelmed with the fact that he couldn't cope with doing just his studio work and stuff. It's crazy.
The mood swings you can get from it like incredible. I was even got to the point the other day where I was questioning it so much I was googling those alarm clocks that wake you up with like the natural light. Have you seen those?
Wakes you up with natural light. How's that work? So there's a light built into the alarm clock.
Yeah, it's like a light alarm clock, so it fills up your room at the same time, like gradually, like daylight, with the same
like a bulb
waves of light. And it normally comes with like some sort of like soothing sounds as well that kind of gradually increases. So rather than waking you up with like a lovely harsh alarm, like ringing in your ears,
that's interesting.
That would not work for me.
You wake up into a Disney film, basically.
Basically, a little animated bird flies in through your window.
That just wouldn't work. I would not wake up for that.
Picks up your shoes and drops them by you.
Well, yeah, because you need to wake up as well, and maybe that's not strong enough.
No, it's like there's like normal alarms are the equivalent of like having a cold bucket of water thrown on your head, though, aren't they? They're like
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's kind of a bit not very good to have like an iPhone alarm, because I know every time I hear someone's ringtone, it's my alarm, I get an instant headache.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because it burns me out. I've had the same one for like over 10 years now.
Yeah, I'll get like a little heart attack if I hear someone's alarm going in the day and it's not mine, but I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm awake.
That's like me with my alarm going off every day in the day, because I've got alarms to post on TikTok for work. So,
the TikTok alarm.
So my morning alarm's like going off at like 3 times a day. It's not a nice sound, is it?
No, it's not. They're not meant to be nice sounds, are they? Because I've tried like the more pleasant melodic ringtone-y things you can pick for your alarm. They don't work.
No.
They're just no.
Maybe you can change it though. If you swap it, it'll get better.
Maybe do it on a little rotation.
Don't kind of do it in.
Yeah, I remember I had a friend in high school who used to set his alarm to a song that if he thought someone was listening, they'd find it really embarrassing. So he'd rush awake to change it, but then eventually he'd slowly grow to love the embarrassing song and just sit there in bed and it'd stop working. So
it's like some people do triggers, don't they, so they can be aware in their dream.
Yeah,
I think they do that with alarms. So like they'll play something then they'll like half wake up, so then they can like people are like obsessed with controlling their dreams and stuff.
Lucid dreamers.
Is it lucid, or is lucid the one where?
Yeah, lucid dreams, like realistic dreams, aren't they? Dreams that feel real, like you're actually awake and doing.
But I think you've also got a bit of control over them in a lucid dreams.
Maybe it's lucid then.
Yeah, interesting.
Which I'm not that into, to be honest.
No,
don't know how we started this.
I don't know how we start most of the topics.
I think we've got some kind of mad disease or something ourselves because we forget everything, don't we? We can actually
amnesia.
Amnesia.
That's why we trained the jam of the week.
Yeah, true.
My head's a sieve. Like at the minute, nothing's staying in there. I can't focus. I can't focus on anything. My attention span's ruined.
Which is odd because there's like not much going on as usual.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do, but I can't focus on stuff. Like I keep seeing films that are like 2.5 hours, and I'm like,
nah, no way.
Yeah, can't do that. I couldn't
manage that.
I think you're getting the Gen Z amnesia.
I'm becoming a Gen Z.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm gonna start wearing 90s nostalgia clothes.
Yeah, you can only consume content in like 40-second bites.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for the 2000s to become the new cool thing again. I can't wait for like 16-year-olds to discover the klaxons and think they invented it.
Well, we were discussing today, weren't we? That
just these mad brands like Champion and
Kappa. Is it Kappa?
Kappa, Fila, you know.
Champion, where like if we wore them in school, we would have got bullied. It's like a massive sticker saying we're the poor kids, but now they're like
an Elise
expensive.
top.
Yeah.
Elise, and that was the one that you like. If you wore Elise shoes or something like that, then you'd be
get your kicked then.
You would,
and
now they're trendy, and now they're expensive. It's
you know what burns my head out, right? You can get a pair of like smackhead trainees, like Reebok classics, right? They're 70 quid now. 70 quid and they're cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Used to be 20 quid in Sports Direct. Get a pair of Reebok workouts, Steel Boss, like you used to wear them for school. But 20 quid and now they're like 70 odd. It's mental.
It's mad, isn't it? I noticed girls had started wearing like, do you know, the brown Timberland boots?
Yeah.
And they've become a thing again. I was like, I haven't seen them since.
Hey, they were always cool then though.
Were they?
After that, shit. Yeah, man. Pair of Timbs is right. I wear them now, me.
Would you?
Don't you only wear them when you're like chopping down trees and stuff?
I thought so, yeah.
With what you call it, like a tartan kind of checkered shirt on.
Which Si is often doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All lumberjack Simon.
Yeah, chopping down them mad trees and that.
So I thought, like, staying on the topic of being cooped inside and stuff. It's been interesting, hasn't it? Working from home, and like Matt, you can relate to like lockdown 1 when you were kind of with the company that we don't name by name, but we do work somewhere.
I do have a job. I'm not just like
in a theater.
Although I watch an alarming amount of Bargain Hunt, I am employed.
But like, I remember you telling us about some of the calls that like you would have with the theatre that you work at, and Simon and I are in similar situations with work, that we live right next to the office, but we can't go there and we can't see people. Simon, you do a lot of video calling, don't you, throughout the day?
Yeah. Twice a day at least.
Yeah, it's I see you like 4 to 5 quite often.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
It all depends really.
And I have to talk a lot remotely to a bigger office in London, which is just my Slack going off all the time. But I think it's interesting, like in terms of like comparing that to a normal work day, and like the challenges that this new norm has. I know, like at the beginning of lockdown, a lot of companies were kind of like jumping on the gun, like Twitter and that, saying, "Yeah, we're gonna work from home like entirely now, going forward, or we're gonna offer that." And I remember seeing it at the time and thinking, there's so much more. I think there's loads of plus points and advantages to working in the same place compared to working from home. And again, I think that's going back to the whole at the beginning of all this, there was like charm isn't the right word, but everyone kind of took it in their stride and were like laughing and joking about it. But now we're at this like massive fatigue point. I think I'm starting to see the massive negatives of working from home.
Yeah, I think there could be a balance struck, but I don't think going all one way or all the other is necessarily going to be.
I think there might be problems in just a balance as well. I remember listening to a podcast with a particular CEO, and he was saying that he tried to do a balance of both of them, but then because there was not either or, there was so many problems in terms of like trying to schedule meetings and like like it was impossible basically because, you know, Dave always has Mondays off, or you know, but Sam's always got Fridays off, and it just seemed like a logistical nightmare.
It's a weird one, but if those were the cases in a normal office, then surely they'd be the same in the same boat anyway. If they both had the same off days on a normal.
No, so it'd be like some people choosing to work from home like some days of the week, but then going in.
I think that's the thing. I think if you set it so people are in at certain times and you've got that stability, but if it's at the minute, I know because a lot of people are working other jobs and whatnot, so they're working flexible hours, then I think that can be a problem. That can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, our lads, we've had remote workers since we started. So basically, 2 developers work at home 3 days a week, come in 2 days a week, sometimes not even 2 days a week, sometimes 1 day a week. That's where they've been going since, you know, they started working with us, which has been years. Yeah. So that's where it goes. I mean, for me personally, I mean, you know, there's benefits to working at home because purely, you know, your time's your own, you plan your day your own. You know, we're lucky the fact that we kind of manage our own clients to a degree. So it's kind of one of them where, you know, we kind of know what jobs we're going to do that day. So we don't really need that, you know, call upon someone else to work with them. But saying that, when you've got a project everyone's on, it's difficult because obviously, you know, you can't get other people quickly in the office, like, come over, look at this, they quickly. But even working with developers as well, like, it's harder because they're, you know, doing websites, developing stuff where there's elements for that, but things slip through the cracks so easy. You can't just be like, hey mate, come over here, have a look at this, what do you reckon? Is this got any problems? Can you see problems with this before I send it to the client? Because they could sign off on a huge animation that's going to make the website just not load. Well, not load
and that,
quickly.
That could mean you're so easily spending time working on something that you know that, well, is ultimately not going to work, because if someone had have interjected in the early stages, I think it's why communication and time planning and organising is so important when you're working from home, but it feels less important.
Oh, for sure,
because you don't feel like, you know, sometimes even you see it in an office, how many times you see people rushing to get stuff done before they go home. But if you're already at home, you think, I could do that after
true
tea. Like,
well, that's it.
I can do that on my own.
There is okay, that's a good point. But I think it actually has a negative impact on your health, because you can kind of leave work at the office and then go home and that's it. But if you're at home, and like you just said, I'll just leave it till after tea or whatever, I feel like that is a unhealthy routine for a lot of people.
Because that's what working every day,
that was the advice we first got when we got sent to work from home. We got a big thing from HR, and one of the first things they said was set up a separate space in your house and stick to certain hours. So you can still replicate that. This is an office.
Like get dressed, that kind of thing. Make sure you wear a pair of shoes. Like,
it's true though. Like, I definitely find it harder to wake up in the morning now because I'm just moving. I'm getting ready to go next door. Whereas when I had somewhere to go, like, I just had more urgency.
Conscious about getting a shower so you don't smell, but those kind of things.
And I think a routine is important. I think, like, it gives you a bit of purpose, and
I'll preach that, but I don't always practice how important they are. But definitely,
the thing is, though, you're in the office, you can't sit in your bills, can you? So that's one thing.
Yeah, if you had the choice now, what would you choose?
Office, home office, or work office?
If you had the choice to work from home or at the office indefinitely for like the next 2 years or whatever, for 3 years?
Oh, definitely at office for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I do like working at home. I think it doesn't really bother me as much as I thought it was, but at the same time, I'm weird. You see, my mentality is like, don't think about how, crap it is. Just don't think about it. I won't put it in my head. Oh, I'm, a bit, well, I just don't, because, I don't want to put it in my head for the picture kind of thing. So, but if I had to look at it now, I think, okay, I don't mind it because I can get on fine. I think, oh yeah, it's great. I can do things I probably couldn't do in the office, like say my time's my own, but at the same time, other people around you is a good thing. You know what I mean?
So,
even morale as well.
As you were saying, you do video calls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Have they shortened in length since the start of lockdown, or are they still very long video chats?
You know what? It depends, but yeah, shorter. I'd say shorter, to be honest. You got a good point with that.
I was finding when we first started the whole video chat thing, they were taking up most of the day, and I don't feel like we actually got massively far compared to what you would in a...
Depends what it is, really. Depends how many people you got on the call as well. But if someone runs it and it's just like a rundown of, like, so for example, the 9 a.m. calls is just our team, creative team, just going through things that we're doing today, planning our day. What do you want today? What do you want today? What do you want today? This, and this, this, and this. They're helpful. You get the 3:30s, which is essentially, bit of a debriefing. But then the only problem with that is you think, okay, this hasn't been done. You get other things you need to do for the end of the day, so it's useful as well.
Yeah.
And then in between that, catch up with people individually. Client ones, very dependent on what you're doing. Sometimes be like a brainstorming session for like, a landing page, something digital, or it could be just a general catch up and they'll run you through the jobs that they've got for you that week or the next month, or just brief it in general. Yeah. It really depends. But I'd say max I've been on a call for about maybe an hour and a half, but that was important because it was a brainstorming session. Yeah,
that's pretty
good. But then
good.
The problem you've got is the fact that it's not just the length of the one call. It's like you said, 5 a day of them 20-minute ones. How long's that? That's a long time, isn't it?
Video calls are more intensive as well than just speaking to someone in an office. It's like you're the only other point of reference to that other person. Yeah, I just feel like it drains a lot more energy out of a person when you're on like a video call. It's like a performance in a way.
Yeah. I feel knackered after those work ones. I felt exhausted because it's like so much. It's a thing,
video call fatigue. It definitely is.
It was so much to take on board, especially ones where we had ones with every member of the team, like every member of the 2 departments or so that we were working in, and they just got a bit manic. Yeah, just listening to so many people say so much stuff, which you don't normally get, because normally you go into a meeting and you all kind of take your little turn, do your bit.
Yeah.
But also, like, in those situations, and this goes to group calls anyway, on call, it's possible to have numerous conversations going on at the same time when you're like in person. But on a video call, you can only have one stream of conversation, otherwise you're either talking over each other or the software cuts off other people.
Or someone's got a bad connection.
So when you've got like 10 heads on a call, it's like
it's not productive.
You've got to have one stream. That's what we find quite interesting when we've had like casual video calls with friends and stuff, and it's like you can't have like the side talk with someone else or whatever. It's
exactly.
You've got to have that.
The art of the side talk or the inside joke. The inside joke is ruined.
You know what though? That like digging into it, that's important for like relationships and work and like getting things done.
Yeah,
you can't
absolutely.
I mean,
I often find so last week for me was interesting towards the end of the week because I just felt like it was a week where everyone I was speaking to was not in a great mood, and I'm probably I'm guilty of that as well, but I definitely am guilty of that. But I just like it's interesting. Like, so you, Simon, you have loads of video calls, and so do you, Matt. But I kind of don't. Like, I just I do have video calls for sure every week, but a lot of the stuff I do is kind of like just getting things done for people. So like it's a lot of just messaging and on Slack and stuff, and a lot of text conversations. And it's, I don't know whether it's just because I've always been a bit intuitive when it comes to like emotions and that. I'm not an emotional person, but like emotionally intelligent. I just kind of can latch on to the way someone says something differently. I'm like, oh, that's how
they sound off.
Exactly. And it could be anything, but and that's kind of like, it's influenced the way that like I just don't really speak to many people online these days out of work, because I just think, I'd rather just speak face to face, but which is challenging now, but
that's why he doesn't speak.
But last week I just felt like everyone I was speaking to was an arsehole, like, and that's the bottom line of it. I just felt like, especially because like I have to do a lot of like middleman work, like someone asks me something and then I have to like speak to someone else to get something done, and like just the way everyone was speaking last week, it was just like really blunt, and like, like I try and put emotion into like my text speak, so like, a lot of smiley faces or like exclamation marks. They're great. Just to kind of like oomph it and be like, oh yeah, thanks so much for that or whatever.
But make you sound like a person.
With personality. But often is the case that I'm just met with kind of like people who like can't be asked, and
full stop.
Yeah, and then the worst is when like the responses are like you're putting them out of the way, like it isn't their job.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's the problem that you've got. It's not that they're getting a bit like tired. Maybe it's that they hate working.
I think that's it. I think that's it. But the thing is, it then affects my mood, and then I start dropping my standards, and then I start speaking like that to like the people I work with, and then it. And I just feel like that is a problem for me at the moment in work, and I didn't get that really at all when I was going to work, and it just kind of, it does affect you mentally, because work it's I always try and find like good vibes in work, because work is work. Everyone's got to work, and it's not great. But like when like bad vibes start creeping in, but you're working from home in your house, like, and you're kind of like, and ahhing. That's not a good vibe to be in, I don't think.
When it's dragging down your natural surroundings, that's meant to be this like happy place that you've built for you.
Because you can't just leave the office and think, oh well, that annoyance is dealt with now. It's not my problem. I'm going for the bevy out with my mates and that.
Exactly.
All you've got is me, essentially, and Lottie when she comes round. Or
You've not even got the euphoria of just leaving work.
I think that's important as well.
Feeling that fresh air hit you as you leave work.
Well, that's it.
Like,
you are literally walking away from it. Like,
exactly.
If we sit on the sofa, the computer I'm speaking to you on is where I work. Like, I'm not escaping it.
Yeah.
No, you're just staring at where those emails came from.
But whether those emotions are true or not that I'm catching from other people, I think generally like it is like
you've had enough.
I don't.
Gotta end it all.
This is Jack quitting live on it.
It's annoying, man, because we're all in it together, aren't we? So like it'd be nice if like the good vibes were reciprocated, but
you're only human though, aren't you? You know what I mean? Like everyone.
And it's so. So what I always try and remember, because I was saying before, like I've had an incident where I've had a reply from someone after I've done a load of work, and it was something really, really short and really negative, and I thought that's I then replied in the same tone, and it escalated into a
a bit of a down,
but what you don't always realize, exactly. But what you don't always realize is sometimes as well, people don't think, and they're replying like quickly as they can in between things while they're rushing somewhere else. And some people don't always have that same emotional wherewithal to, like, because I think you and me are both very much anything we'll message, it's with a arm around the shoulder. But like some people don't have that wherewithal, so if they're in a rush and just want to get something out and get it into the world, or it's something that they won't think.
I see that. I do get that, and I do think it's important we get lost in our own kind of situations.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you forget to put yourself in the other person's shoes. What's it like for them? Especially if people have got kids or whatever.
That's a human thing that was in me. And like,
but I often see that as the case for people who are higher up in like my place that like if I try and speak to them or via email or whatever, the bosses and stuff like that, they speak like that, and I kind of accept that. That's fine because they've probably got a lot going on. But when it's kind of like people that like I'm trying to speak to on a similar level to me, and I'm getting that, I do often think like,
who are you talking to, lad?
There's certain things that I'd like to say, but I can't. But it's often just kind of like, come on, like just get, you know. Let's both get through this together.
Well, this is it though. I mean, for me as well, it's a bit like, you know, everyone knows it's not great, right? It's a bit like shit now because it's been going on for so long, blah blah. But I say, you know, I would never do that to any of my team, but that way people I work with. I'll always make sure that, you know, I'm not like being snappy with them and stuff, you know, just be happy and generally like, oh hey, you know what I mean, like on chat, like you say, texting especially, you know, on video calls and stuff. It's a bit like everyone's a bit like that as well. It's like,
you know what, that's another thing though, that if you're in an office, like do you know when you look around the office and you can see everyone is in one or rushed away, and you can think, right, I've got a minute, I'm gonna make everyone a brew.
Exactly.
Something like that, where you can change the mood or just create this little stopgap break for everyone.
A support bubble, but in real life.
But it's hard to do that when it's over text and you don't know what they're doing. You know, you don't know what their current issues are, because in work you can always tell if someone's stressed out because they're on the phone to someone being arsey. You can hear the conversation. You can hear the conversation, and you know, okay, that's why that you're not going to get a good response at this point. Because I find that's one thing in my work is like in the office itself, I have to know when to ask certain things, so I can be sat on something that I need, because I do loads of middleman stuff as well. So I can have a task that I know I need someone else's sign off on or something like that, but I know that I'm probably not going to get that till halfway through the day because they've got other stuff to be doing. So it's knowing when to pick that time, and when you can't see what they're doing, you don't know if you're picking the right time, so you don't know what mood you're going to catch people in.
I think that is important for that type of job where you are like the middleman.
Massively.
You always have to ask stuff of people and that, and you do have to be very wary of like other people and like when to get them and stuff. You're absolutely right with that.
You're always going to rub someone off the wrong way because they're always going to be thinking, oh, not now, just like...
But I often get that as well when people ask me to do stuff, and like, I'm definitely guilty of, like, if we were in the office, I could physically show my emotion of being aggrieved by like being asked to do something ridiculous, but not in a way that like it would be awful. I would just, I don't know, like I'd be able to more clearly be like, yeah, I'll get that done for you, but like I don't appreciate it, kind of thing. But now it's kind of, I can only ever do that by kind of in my language, and like I just said earlier, like I try not to do that, but the only time I do get brought down big time is when I just get it's well, it happened last week, where it happens every time I like go on holiday. It almost feels like I get punished for doing so, that I have to work till like late Friday. It almost feels like you're being punished for going away on holiday. But
there's a lot of that where you create your own workload whenever you go away on holiday. Like,
it's very frustrating, and that's kind of the only time where I try, like maybe I do kind of fall by the wayside, and I'm a bit short. But it's the only way that I can kind of, without physically saying this is none, be like, stop taking a minute, kind of thing.
I think refreshing's good though in terms of time off and stuff. I'm finding myself getting a bit like, I've got time off coming up, which I'm looking forward to, purely because I'm feeling that kind of like I'm not getting as much done in a day than I'd like to. Not loads less, like, you know, I'm not like I'm doing absolutely nothing, but for example, I'll box off maybe 3 jobs in a day most time, like bigger jobs, but now I'm getting like 1 done. It's like, oh, so what's happening here? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm just tired, really.
What are you going to spend your time off doing now you're in lockdown? Or not in lockdown, but, you know, now we're kind of all not doing much.
Not a hell of a lot, really. I might, like, you know, go up more in terms of, like, maybe go to the park or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe mum in the park, walk dogs, possibly, for my birthday.
That'd be nice.
So, just something like that, really. Getting outside a bit more. And secondly, try to do as least digital stuff as possible.
Get your head out of a screen.
Yeah, but I'd say that, but probably not. I'll probably do a lot of screen stuff.
I was going to say, you're still...
Like the website stuff, you know what I mean? Like, just get basically some nice self-indulgent personal projects, because they're good for the soul.
Well, I'm off this week, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to
you're off
this week.
Give you a week off.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with like last week. I was doing extra work because I
right, okay.
But
so you've got a week to kind of regain sanity.
Yeah, just like I'm just doing like music and stuff, but the problem is I'm sitting at the desk where I work as well, so it's not quite escaping work.
Go completely analog. Throw out all the digital.
It's kind of possible, isn't it?
Buy like a 1970s synthesizer and go wild.
That'd be cool though. That would be actually really cool, to be honest.
Get a Moog.
Yeah, well, I'm like I've kind of done all that, and like now I'm recording music. So I need like the old computer.
Nobody records like analog anymore, do they?
I must admit though, like when have we ever not? As much as like we say, oh yeah, like especially me and you, Jack, like we always use computers for like since to do creative stuff anyways. What I'm saying is, we don't, when we do things that aren't necessarily work, when it's our own personal stuff, it's still, for me, it's still different though. I'm like, okay, I can look on a computer after doing a whole 8-hour day, 9-hour day in work and look at it again to do my own thing, because it's just different, you know what I mean? It's your own thing, it's self-indulgence. But then you've got some kind of like, you'll go in your room, maybe do a bit of drums, do some guitar, and read. That's your offline stuff. So it's good to get a bit of both in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can catch up on sleep as well, just sleep in later and stuff like that. It's nice to have that kind of, I'm just going to take some more rest time, even if it's like a couple hours a day.
Treat yourself.
Exactly.
Another great thing to do that's not staring at a screen is listen to a podcast.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
hey, little plug there. Cheeky plug.
That's right.
Wow. I mean,
but then isn't that like preaching to converted?
Pretty much,
yeah. Pretty much.
Listen more.
Tell your mates that sound advice Matt just said. Then listen to a podcast. I know a good one, the Creative Jam. Yeah, go ahead.
Any podcasts and stuff like that, they're great. So it's great to listen to. I've even started putting on the radio, not having the telly on and stuff.
That's interesting.
Just like having that sound instead of staring at the screen.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, I did something similar. I try not to read news anymore. What I do is I just get the Google Home speaker thing, and in the morning just say the news in like 5 minutes, and then I go the rest of my day without seeing news. So I'm not glued to my phone. Seeing
like the reverse of a bedtime story.
Yeah.
So at night you want it to read something soothing to you to get you to sleep. In the morning you want it to tell you something horrific to get you awake.
Let's use Twitter, lad.
I'm not.
Get some fake news.
Alexa, how many people have died today?
That is the news, really, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Jam of the week.
Jam of the week.
Jam of the week.
Jam of the week. Right. I hate to break it to you guys, but I've not got anything prepared.
I came unprepared as well. I was hoping you'd done your homework. I was going to copy.
So our new jam of the
so mad.
Well, our new jam of the week is like,
some mad things have happened this week.
Yeah.
What about all the fucking footy players dying left, right, and centre?
Oh, Papa Diop,
Maradona.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so all being two.
Yeah,
all being
still
two.
Mad though, aren't they?
We can speak about Maradona.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I think Maradona takes the limelight over Papa Diop, unfortunately.
Did you see that they're investigating Maradona's doctor for manslaughter?
Oh, they actually...
Yeah.
So it's nothing to do with the cocaine. He was like snorting all his lifetime.
Nothing to do with the fistfuls of cocaine. No, it was...
It's got an air of similarities to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I think I think just because he was so wealthy and they put him under so many kind of... Because he had to go home with a nurse and an ambulance fitted with a defibrillator and stuff like that.
Who was this? Maradona or Jackson?
Yeah, Maradona.
I didn't know this. So what do you think he's done to him? Like doctor-wise?
I don't really know. I think it's just
prescribed him stuff, maybe.
Yeah, some sort of malpractice or something.
That's interesting. But then, do you think that's because like he's such a a massive figure? That was kind of the issue. The fact that
it's almost like denial in a way.
I think he's so beloved, and the fact that he was doing quite well after his operation, supposedly.
Yeah.
That I think it's just come as a bit of a...
It was shocked to everyone.
He was 60, wasn't he? So he's still pretty young.
He was very young. I mean, like I said, when you joke about the cocaine thing, it's probably not great for him, but it's probably not happened because of that. But at the same time, it's just sad, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's historically not looked after himself as well as a modern day footballer, but
but I think any of them did he back in his day?
No.
Him and Gascoigne, imagine them having the party, like, Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, you wouldn't go on for weeks, would you?
It's interesting to see the.
Don't think Gazza's at home yet.
True.
He's still got his fishing rod trying to find Ralmo.
Jesus.
No. What do you bring up to a 4-pack of fishing rod and a bucket of chicken or something?
Bucket of chicken, yeah.
Oh, that's a sick present.
Thinking he could talk him out of it.
Oh, man.
If you were on a murderous rampage and Gazza turned up...
Oh, mate, I'd be like, I'm going to stop killing people then. Yeah, it is
just
Gazza.
Out of pure shock, you'd just be like, you'd drop the gun to be like, is that Gazza?
It's that Gazza.
We are now on the subject of Gazza, right?
It's that Gazza in a dressing gown with a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, off his Barnet, yeah.
Maybe that's the point you realise maybe he has lost the plot. Like...
But anyway, yeah.
Oh, God. I'm not putting that in the title.
This is a big section that's getting cut.
So yeah, right. So I read the thing, how true this is, but apparently, you always hear these Gazza stories, don't you, come out? Apparently, his little thing going around of like, oh, Gazza, a little quote from him saying, oh, we went to play Argentina. No, who did he play for? In one of the countries with a team not with Maradona, but in the same league as him.
Serie A.
Yeah, it might have been, but anyway.
Napoli.
Gazza.
Yeah, he probably played.
Wait, Maradona or Gazza?
Gazza, because he played in Italy, didn't he? Was it Italy?
Oh, Gazza played for Lazio briefly, didn't he?
There we go, yeah.
There you
so
go.
they must have played in Napoli, right?
I think so.
And apparently he said, oh, on the way to the game or something, or maybe it's Champions League anyway, he's on the way to a game. He stopped off in Disneyland, Paris, for a 3-day bender before he went to to meet players for the match. So he was in the tunnel and he seen Maradona and he went, bloody hell, I'm smashed. And apparently Maradona said to him, don't worry, Gazza, so am I.
Yeah,
that's not true. That cannot be true.
At kick-off, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Both off the Barnets. But that can't be true because one, I don't think Maradona could speak English, could he?
Maybe.
Maybe he spoke Geordie.
I think Gazza could get so pissed that he thought he could speak Italian. I've got another more current, fresh off the presses jam of the week.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Big up to Elliot Page, who used to be Ellen Page, who's come out as trans today.
Oh, wonderful.
Is she? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, big news. She just posted on Twitter. I think it was a couple of hours before we started this. So.
This is a actor?
Yeah, Ellen Page. Yep.
What's she?
She's in Juno, ain't she?
Oh, was
Juno, Hard Candy.
Inception.
Super Bad. Is it Super Bad? No, Super. Just not Super Bad. Yeah, Super. That's the one I was thinking of.
Always right.
So congrats to
I remember
Elliot
she
Page.
came out like on a some kind of like conference or something back in the day.
Yeah, it was
like a big thing.
It was big news because it was like it was kind of like the kind of opening of gates of a lot of celebs, I think, especially female celebs coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
nice,
massive news. The thing that I just always get, like, the name change is going to take a little of adjustment. Same with anything. Yeah, it's like the Wachowskis.
It's always interesting when they use like the name change is similar to the original.
Similar,
name.
yeah. Elliot and Ellen. It's not far. I can.
Yeah. It's the cases where people just absolutely just like change the name to like something that's not related.
Yeah, like when Snoop Dogg turns into
Dave
Snoop Lion.
Yeah, it's exactly like Snoop Dogg changing.
Exactly.
Snoop Lion.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
That was silly.
But no, I thought that's a great bit of positive news, I think, for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. A double jam of the week.
Double jam of the week.
Yeah, something sad and something good. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, actually. You know, R.I.P. Maradona. And congrats to Elliot.
Congrats to Elliot.
Nice. Well, thanks for listening for Unlucky episode 13.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why the footy players are dying.
Hey, yeah.
That's why.
Because of the creative jam.
Yeah.
That's why our topics today have been dead footballers and being miserable.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Emo for life, not just for Christmas.
Yeah. Shout out to Australia who have started to listen to us now.
Join the club. Boys.
Are we bigger down under?
We are indeed.
Yeah.
Lovely.
They've joined the club with Russia and some other countries I can't think of off the top of my head. But
we still got that one listener in like Surrey or something.
Southend, yeah. Southend,
Southend, lad.
I think Walsall or something like that is second. But
lovely.
Yeah, Creative Jam hitting 4 continents now.
Just right.
2 more according to Buzzsprout.
Southend its own continent.
Yeah, it must be. May as well be.
It could be.
Don't even know what it is. Is it in the south end of the country?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Would you believe it?
Is it in Essex or?
Yeah, it's near Essex. Yeah. Essex is south end.
That's not got. I think it's got the. I love my facts. I think it's got the longest pier in the UK.
Yeah, it's got a big old pier. It's either the longest or the oldest. One of the two.
I've been on it. But,
I have.
I've got family down there, but.
That's right. You know what I'm upset about though, right? How many continents is it?
So I don't know. It's like the planets, isn't it? It's kind of it's stipulated, but Buzzsprout says there's 6 continents.
That listen to us.
We've hit 4.
Right, so 4 continents, right?
Yeah.
And not one email. What are you all doing?
Not one.
You know what?
Email.
I've started to put the email address in the notes as well.
Yeah.
So
what are you doing?
So use it. It's hello@freecollective.com.
Use us, abuse us, do whatever you want with us.
.co.uk. Don't listen to me.
I've been saying, to be fair, and I bet you nobody can understand what I'm saying anyway, so let's hope the actual notes will do the justice.
We need some audio description on the podcast just to follow.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we will catch you next week, as always.
See you next week.
Yeah, in a bit.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye.
God bless.